Hello there! What are we doing here? I can answer that. We're working on this thing. Yeah, the SEGA Master System 2. It has the floppy flop and everything. It's really cool, but it has one major flaw. It's this thing. This thing here. It's an RF output, and that's the only thing it has, which means that when you play it, the video looks like shit. Absolute dog crap. So we wanna change that, obviously, because it's still a Master System, it's still fine. So what are we gonna do against that? Boom! So yeah, this is what they call an RGB bypass mod. I'm gonna answer all the questions you might ask yourself right now. So basically what this is that it takes the raw RGB output of the video chip of the console. Well, it converts it into an output here that you can actually plug into SCART or to have an RGB output. And the reason this is called a bypass mod instead of just a mod is because we're actually gonna have like a separate amplifier for the video signal. The reason we want this, and the reason it might be better than a passive mod that might just work perfectly fine otherwise, is since this is all new parts, this is not going to be as jarring to look at or as polluted by the old amplifier that's already included on the console. So this typically eliminates things like the gel bar effect, things like that. So this is why I want to try this out today. And you know, this is not necessary to have an RGB output, but I really wanted to try and see how good of a picture you can get out of this now. So this is the first time, in case you couldn't tell, that I'm recording this. Usually I do these things alone and sad in my own little basement that I call my apartment. Not really. Yeah, I'm doing this for, I want to say a client. It's not a client. It's a friend that asked me to do this for him. That owns a retro game store near where I live. I currently live in Germany, and I got this import from the UK. Now, guess how long it took for that thing to come to my place? It's the UK. It came from the UK. I live in Germany for my studies. It can't take that long, right? The Brexit and all, I guess. A couple pints with the boys. I don't know. 2 months? That's how long this thing took to arrive. To be fair, that's not at all the fault of whoever sent it to me. I got it from consolesunleashed.com, which as far as I know is a really good and reputable site for modding consoles and ordering modding parts. But it just, boom, I ordered it in like early January, and it was like a Russian cyber attack that attacked the Royal Mail International system, which is exactly what I chose to have this thing sent over to me. At the exact... I just got unlucky. That lasted for a good 2 weeks, but then afterwards at Consoles Unleashed they needed to, like, you know, do all the orders that were put on hold afterward, and it took forever. And the point is, I got this yesterday. It's currently nearly the middle of March, and I ordered this in early January. So there is a guide on consolesunleashed.com that will help me in doing this task. I just want to say I'm no absolute professional. I don't have a business, although I'd love to have a business of repairing consoles like that, but I do not. I do this for a friend every so often that does own a business in video game resale and a store, and in the near future an online store as well. A very passionate dude that I love very much. But yeah, let's just get into it. I just want to put the disclaimer in that I do as I said and as I do on a lot of things, because you know, I don't have the most professional equipment, I don't have the most professional experience. I have my own experience from working on a lot of consoles, but yeah, this is it. I'll try to explain as much as I can. So, what we're gonna want to do first, obviously, is take the console apart. You can tell it's a German version because there's the TUV, the T, I don't remember how you pronounce that. Yeah, that thing, basically. It's like the channels for the RF output that we will get rid of. So tell it goodbye, because yeah. So I'll have my trusty set of tools here. Don't mind the long hair. Let's see. I have the little journey thing here. All right. Let's see. We should have five Phillips screws. Oops. So I will use that instead. I use a manual tool like a barbarian now. Hopefully that works. That's still not deep enough. I have to go for the heavy duty tool this time. Heavy duty being a non-modular thing here. Alright, so let's go for it. Oh, come on now. Ah. This one, oh, you heard that? That one was a tight grip. That's not what she said, definitely. Okay, here we go. Sorry about the microphone. I feel like that's gonna happen a lot. But I had no other way to put it there, so you're gonna have to cope with that. So, now we should be able to pop it right off. And it actually doesn't look that bad inside. I'll definitely give it a little bit of a clean. I'm surprised that there's not that much dust. It's actually fairly clean by my standards. Like, I've seen way worse. I've seen Master System 2s that have like freaking spiders in them. Well, not spiders, but bugs at least. Okay, there is a little bit of floof there. There's a little bit of floof. You can see the particles of dust flying all around. Yeah, really goes on the camera there. The first shield. Okay, we have to ungrip it first. That one is hard, so I'll use the manual tool. Wow, okay. It's almost like this was never taken apart or something. Now I'm already making my iron fall. That's not gonna be good for later. And when I'm worried about, like, it's hurting my tools! Dude, what the f is wrong with you? Let's see, so we can at least take the shield off. There we go, that's one shield less, if I may say so myself. Yeah, so what do we have here? Is there any more screws? There's obviously the black ones here. I'm worried that that one is gonna hold back. Oh, actually, it's not holding it back, okay. So we won't need to actually remove that, which is a good thing. Let's just remove the black screws here. So now we can just scoop it out of the... Okay, it's a bit more filthy at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that well on the camera, but because I'm using my Android phone as the webcam right now, it's not ideal, but I don't have a dedicated camera for this, so it's gonna have to make do. Alright, that already looks much better. There's a bit of dust here left and right, of course. Yeah, I mean, considering the age of the console and how little it must have been opened, this is actually surprising how good and how good of a shape it is. We can just pop the bottom shield off. And I'm just gonna... What we want to remove first is the RF box here. This is what's responsible, obviously, for outputting the RF signal. And if we take a look here, 6 joints, this one, this one, this one, and those 3 here. I do not have a desoldering gun, nor do I have a desoldering gun like that, the cheap clicky ones, because I ordered one. It came in the mail, it was totally fine. I found it on my closet again, one day, broken. I don't know what happened. I don't know if like some mouse got a hold of it. I don't know what happened. Or maybe I got up in my sleep and I started playing with it until it broke. I do not know what happened, but it's broken. So I can't use that. So what I will do is try to wiggle it out, see what I can do, maybe put some solder on the pads there, and then figure it out. There's always a way. There's always a way. I said I was no professional. I'm gonna MacGyver it. It's gonna be fine. And we're also gonna do a permanent 60 Hz mod on it. Permanent because that was what was asked of me. We're not gonna put a switch on that console just yet. Okay, pardon the interruption. There's someone just knocked on my window trying to get in. Oh, okay. But yeah, let's go back on topic. The RF shield, let's take it off. So what I usually like to do is putting a little bit of extra solder on that old one, and then to make sure that it melts correctly. Those fumes, ugh. I'm not applying flux here because we want to remove the thing, not actually put it on, so... You know what, maybe I'm gonna take some solder wick and see what I can do with that. I'm actually gonna trip a little bit of the solder wick that's already used there. Okay, there we go. Let's try to remove as much solder from the pads as we can. Yeah, I don't think this is helping much. And what I could do as well, actually, is trim those. What I mean by those is those little pins here. Come on, focus. Yeah, there. Those three things, so then I can just snap it off. Then I could supposedly be able to take everything off more easily. Alright, I snapped them off. So we don't even have to worry about those anymore. We're just gonna take them out later. We just have to worry about taking out the actual box itself. I'm starting to see the pin, but it's not a fast approach. I'll just say that much. Okay. So about that statement of flux not being fully necessary when you take off things, that's complete bullshit. The moment I put flux on there and I used my solder wick, it just came off clean. Like, look at this joint on the top here. Ain't that clean? Like, come on now. Yeah, I'm just gonna do the two other ones then, with a little bit of flux, a little bit of influx. And I can just kind of bend it back that way. You can see here, then it back, whoop, then whoop. Oh, it's still soldered a little bit, I think. Yep, it's still soldered a little bit. Bending this thing away. Bend. Why am I bleeding? Okay, so apologies for the sudden tetanus bleed out. I guess that just happens. I'm fine though. Let's try with those. Might be a little bit more refined. Okay, that works way better with those. Okay, here we go. Just like that, it plopped out. Boop! Little trophy now. Ain't that cute? Look at this thing. What? Closer? Oh, yeah. I'm still struggling with the camera. You're gonna have to excuse me. This is the part that I cut off earlier that I ended up doing completely unnecessarily here. Because I could have just gone with, you know, flux, but I decided to be cheap. All right, so I'm glad that we at least got it out, you know. So that's how it looks without the RF shield. There's no more. Well, not the RF shield, the RF box I meant. So we're gonna remove those pins here, and for that I'll just heat them up. So here we have a prime example of why you need to be careful when you're desoldering that. That part is, the pad is almost off, like completely. I'll have to figure that much. So now you see it better because I cleaned it with the solder wick. Yeah, it's that pad right there, the third one from the left. Don't worry, I'm also gonna clean the pads here. So in a little bit of a MacGyver move, I went ahead and immediately, if it wants to focus, immediately redid the pad, kind of. Actually using, don't mind the blood, actually using the one of the pads that we cut off earlier from that same plug. I redid the pad here. Here also looks cut off, but it's not critical. I'm just going to leave it like that. And so yeah, we managed to get everything off. Now we can move on to the next part, finally. I'm going to have to use the guide on consolesunleashed.com. That should allow me to figure this thing out. It doesn't have like a separate guide for specifically the bypass one, only has a guide for the passive one, but it should be easy enough to figure out, since the only thing changing is where you get the pins instead of any additional thing that needs to be really looked after. So we're actually gonna put the motherboard aside for a second, and we're gonna go over the thing itself. So we need to get the brace, the mounting brace. By the way, the bypass kit currently is out of stock. I don't know when it will come back, but just so you know, if you wanted to look it up for yourself, I will link it in the description. But as far as I'm recording this video, at least the kit is currently out of stock. So this is what we have: AV brace and an AV mount. Oh, so I need to do them together. So it needs to be as straight as possible. Let me get a return on the camera here and try to get it to focus a little bit. So it needs to be soldered in like that, supposedly. It needs to be as straight as possible. I start by soldering them together, and then I'll see to straighten them out a little bit if they don't get straight. So I love this. This is a learning experience for me as well, because I've never done a kit like this. It's not hard, mind you. I don't think it is, at least. It's just a lot of thinking that you must do. This is how it currently looks. It needs to be cleaned out, obviously, but apart from that, it looks pretty good. This part I will put a bit more solder in the bottom right. Okay, we got that covered. Look at that. It looks straight enough. It's not the best job ever, mind you. Whoops, sorry. But it's in. It's in. There we go. Attaching the mount brace assembly. So we're gonna be attaching the mount brace, assembly to the master system now. and it should fit right in. Wow, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. And now we just need to solder those pins in place. Okay, that sounds easy enough. Alright, so it's attached. It definitely is. Yeah, that's not moving. That's not moving anytime soon. Good on him. Good on him for real. Okay. So this is how it currently looks like. Very nice, very nice. Obviously we still have a lot of work to do, but this so far is good already. So now we're gonna be adding this thing right here. That is the 9-pin mini DIN. What we're actually going to do, and what they instruct us to do, is we're actually gonna put a lot of solders on those 3 pads there, and with this side up, and it's intentional, we're gonna have it laying there, and then hopefully be able to comfortably solder each side, apart from the side of the connector, of course. But yeah, this is what we're gonna do right now. God, I really need a new solder. I'm getting kinda empty on it. So let me show you. It's still burning hot. Oh no! Oh no! I just noticed. Well, it's not a bad thing, truly bad thing, but it's not angled the wrong way because the tab went inside there. So it's not well. Ah man, man. Maybe I should have done the sides first. All right, trusty wick. Alright, so I got rid of the solder there. Let's try it again like that. It looks straight. As long as it looks straight, I don't mind. So then, we're done with that. It looks clean. It looks clean. And so we just have the last piece that looks like this to put on top. You see this white part here goes on top. There's also the 3 pins that are the mounting pins. So yeah, we're gonna solder that in right in here. Try to align everything properly. Alright, so everything is soldered on correctly. As you can see here. Hopefully with a little bit of focus. Alright. And so now we have, as you can see, the pads there. And then you have the pins there. that have, as you can see, letters and numbers on them that serve a specific purpose, and that's what we're gonna wire our, well, wires onto. This entire board right there is responsible for getting the signal from the Master System's video chip, amplifying it, and then making it go through that little plug there, which actually looks really nice once it's put on, I gotta admit. So I'm gonna have to make use pretty heavily of the guide there, because we have a bunch of schematics of, well, plans of where we need to put the actual wires. So we're gonna need 6 and 7 wires, which I'm gonna make right now. So I have this wire kit from Blue Zero that I got like a really long time ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I sadly do not have enough cables for everything, but I'll manage. So if my ends are a bit too long, what I like to do afterwards is to tightly trim the ends. So I'll keep one end long in case we need to put it somewhere specific, and then I'll trim that part because I want it to be extra small to fit on the little board there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some flux there once again. Alright, that looks pretty much perfect. And then we're gonna go to I don't know where the ground is, if there's even any, because I thought G was ground at first, but then I remember that RGB, there's also the letter G in it. It was like, oh well. So I'm looking at the schematics right now. This is a PAL version, obviously. And I want to know the model number. Oh, okay, I found mine. Yeah, I'm gonna go with, I know what I want to do. I'm gonna go black for CS and then white for CV. I'm gonna show the image on screen right now of what I'm about to solder. So I'm gonna go for CS in Alright, that's for CS. I'm gonna go for CV, I'm gonna go with a white one. So that's CS and CV covered. Let's make the actual RGB signal. We like them colors, we like them RGB. So naturally I'll get with the color code on this one. I'll start with, let's see, R. So that'd be red. Okay, so I'm gonna go by the plan and say exactly where the letters say they are. Yeah, I'm gonna go by that. We have all three of our RG and Bs in place, ready to go. Well, not quite ready to go yet. We still have two wires to plug in. We have A and 5 volt. And now we should already be good to go, actually. Let me just check if I can use a Mega Drive 2, let's say, power supply for this. Because I'm actually not sure, and it's about polarity, of course. Okay, well, good thing I checked, because I was gonna use a Mega Drive 2 rather power supply for this, but the Master System 2 actually needs center negative. Alright, so I got a compatible video cable, an actual SEGA branded one, mind you, from my own collection, and a compatible power supply that is not original but should work fine. It's centered negative, it does 9 volts 1 amps. It should be, well, first off, let's actually plug in the console and see if anything blows up. I hope not, everything should be wired correctly. I'm taking one last look before anything burns to the ground. Nothing should go wrong here. Okay, nothing burned, that's good. That's good. Now, all that we gotta do is actually take a look at the picture. Alright, should be plugged in. I don't know which one of the two it is though, I'm gonna go for AV1. Alright, verdict. Holy shit, it works! Hold on. Where's the phone? And there it is. There it is. Oh man, the A stands for audio, I'm stupid. Look how good! Man! Let me get a controller actually. Ah, there we go. That was a button to play. You're gonna have to excuse my gameplay, I'm one-handed and there's input lag on my TV. But wow, even on this TV which doesn't like look amazing with SCAR, this is just great. This is so much better than RF. This is actually awesome. Wow. Yeah, guess we only have to put it back together and see. Now, before we put it back together for good, there's still something that we need to do, and that's modding it in 60 Hz. Okay, it took me a little bit of tinkering to figure out, but I got it eventually. What I had to do, and the cable is questionably long, but I made it that way, so I just kept it that way, is that I cut pins 57 on that chip. So I lifted it up, and then I linked it to a ground pin like right here, because by default the 5 volt state is 50 Hz and the 0 volt state, so ground state, is 60 Hz. So I wanted a permanent 60 Hz mod. Boom, works flawlessly. I tested it already. I didn't record it because I took a lot of time tinkering, trying to find online what worked, because most people wanted to do switch mods, obviously. And so yeah, I managed to make it work eventually. So the last thing that we want to do here is actually putting it back together. So let's just do that. Very nice. Obviously this could have been maybe a little lower, but then we ran into the problem earlier that I didn't want to push my luck with the thing. As long as it fits, it shouldn't matter. And fits, it does perfectly in there. So no problem on that front. Alright, and now I'll need to put the top back on. And there we go! A fully 60Hz modded, RGB modded Master System 2. And just like that, here we go! It's right there, it looks absolutely wonderful, even on this shitty SCAR input. Look at this! Look at the detail, dude! You can see like each individual pixel. I know it doesn't sound that amazing on paper, but it's just, like, compared to the RF output of it, it's just amazing. So there you have it. This is pretty much it. Looks perfect. Works perfect. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want me to do more, just leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Tell me what I can improve upon. Because obviously I'm still in the process of learning. And I'm glad to have been able to do that today and that it works too. So yeah, see ya.